So, hey, thanks for tuning in to Cake with Care C for another live to air session with me, Care C, along with Miss Super Nerd and Kinetic, who will be joining us at some point tonight. We are here each and every Tuesday night, live to air, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and we talk about whatever, and we speak for however long we want to speak for. I get the question a lot, how long is the show? How long is the show? Tune in whenever you can, and as long as you hear us talking, that means we're live. If you missed anything, you can always replay the podcast. I will, at some point during the show, give you all the different podcast players that you can check out the show on, and tell a friend if they happen to miss the show. Best place to listen to the show live is vexradio.com. If you're not already there, you can join us there, where you can actually interact with us by leaving a comment or actually looking out for the link that I put in somewhere midway, maybe in the next half hour, 45 minutes. I'll put a link there where you could actually click on to join the conversation and add your 2 cents. If you have Google Hangouts, it takes less than a minute, just like any other app, to add it to your device, your phone, laptop, tablet. And yeah, look out for the link, click there and join the conversation. I will give you all that information during the show. For now, I'm just going to check in with Miss Super Nerd, who is here live and direct from downtown Toronto. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I'm very relaxed, so I'm good. That means I'm good. And
Why are you so relaxed?
I was away for the weekend. I was at a spa. I had a really nice, relaxing spa weekend. So, which
Ooh, cake bay getaway?
Yeah, minus any cake or bake or whatever. I
We
don't know.
like to too. Okay.
It was a very healthy, relaxing weekend. So not much. No, I touched my device once or twice just to check in, being a
Okay.
responsible mother. Um, but I was not online. I wasn't online. So I unplugged, and I really, yeah, took care of me and just enjoyed my time. And it was really nice. It was nice. I had a few spa treatments that really um, work. But I'm telling you, I was just telling someone today, but having to drive back a couple hours back into the city in all that traffic, it just like kill all that all that calm and rest and all that I felt. It just like was building back up in me slowly. But I managed to just, keep it on a low level and just yeah, just thought really nice, relaxing thoughts, and just yeah, just held on to the peace and serenity that I enjoyed for the weekend. So it was pretty cool, and definitely want to do it again with my girlfriends
Mhm.
this time, next time. And yeah, it would be a nice girls weekend.
Where did
So
you go? Where was the
definitely motivated.
spa?
Where was it?
Yeah, where was the
With
spa?
the spa, I was at the oh God, don't test me. It was not too far from Coburg, but I know, what is it, Halleman Hills. It was this. I don't know if I should say the name of the place, but
Say
it
that. I mean,
was.
you say nothing but good things. So I
I
mean, I don't
know it was a little
understand.
far
Like,
east because I don't want to go. No, I'm kidding. Um, it's the St. Anne's Spa Destination Spa.
okay,
So yeah,
okay.
like yeah. I've heard of a few people I know going out there, so I heard good things about it, and yeah. So and it lived up to it. It was really nice, and I was there feeding horses apples and stuff. Like it was nice though. It was a really nice trip, and definitely, like I said, I'll be back out there. But I saw one of your, and so I did my very first, what do we call this again? The Instagram story.
Insta stories.
Insta stories, gosh, yes, I did my
Yeah.
first one. uh, Yeah, I think I I don't know how entertaining it was, but it's up there. But I think they vanish, right? After it gets a day.
After 24 hours, it's 24
There we
hours.
go. Because I was like, my story's gone. But I did set it where I saved some of the images so I could still share. And
There you
I
go.
saw you one of yours. I didn't click on it because I lost my internet, but by the because I was went for a little walk. But so you were out of the city as well, it looked like.
Yes, I
Yeah.
was. I was actually in Muskoka, which is north of Toronto for those people who are not from Ontario.
You kind
It
of cut
is,
out a bit. Sorry, say the first part
sorry,
again.
sorry. So I said I was in
Nope.
Muskoka,
Nice. Okay.
which is just past Barrie, north of Toronto. If you're not from Ontario, aka Cottage Country,
Mm,
and I was actually at Deerhurst Resort,
okay.
doing some real estate research because it could never
Oh.
just be a vacation for me. um, but I was there with my family. We went hiking in Algonquin Park. Got some amazing pictures. It's something that we do at least once a year. Either we'll go in the summertime or we'll go in the fall. And
Mm,
this year we went for the fall colors. It was
nice.
absolutely breathtaking. It was super relaxing. It was extremely cold, but it was well worth the trip. I'm very happy that I did it. I got to spend time with all three of my siblings.
Nice.
Um, and so yeah, so it was chill. I pretty much I went hiking on the Saturday and I slept all day Sunday. And then I went hiking again on the Monday and then we drove back,
Hmm.
stopped by the outlets in Cookstown. There's the Tanger outlets.
Hmm.
Let
Hmm.
me tell you something. I could not live near an outlet mall. I could not, because
Just hand over
I
your
listen. I spent
every
coins I
dollar.
was not supposed to spend
Mm,
on things I was not supposed to spend them on.
hmm.
Um, but yeah, so getting back was a little hectic. There were like a whole bunch of car accidents. Um,
Oh wow.
on the way back, which is always kind of sad because for those
Mm,
Americans who are listening, your Columbus Day weekend is our Canadian Thanksgiving. So when you guys are, off celebrating Miami Carnival, for a lot of the Americans who have West Indian relatives or West Indian backgrounds, or just like to turn up in Miami, Canadians are celebrating their Thanksgiving. Um, my family and I don't necessarily celebrate Thanksgiving based on the politics of Thanksgiving.
mm.
Um, however, with that being said,
It's still a long
it
weekend.
was it's a long weekend. It was a long weekend. I was actually not supposed to be at work today, but I decided to go into work and
Okay.
adult um,
Bring back some of
and
that money.
whatnot. Yeah, make up some of that money
Hmm.
that I spent at the outlet
Hmm.
mall.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, it was good. It was a good time, had by all. I ate a lot more responsibly than I was planning to eat, so I'm very proud of myself because when you have a sister who's a chef, you're not supposed to make responsible adult
Mm.
decisions.
Nice.
And I did good. So yeah, no, it was good times. It was good times.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, I was
Yeah, it was good
forced
times.
to eat properly. I was like, I didn't bring.
You
I
had to
was
go
in
to
the car.
spa.
No, I was in the. I know, and I was in the car on the way. I was like, damn, I forgot my snacks. Like I had, but no, I actually had one small bag of almond chocolate covered almonds, which I. And but even at the spa, that was me like hiding and shoving one or two in my mouth while everybody else is there eating
That is
granola
hilarious.
and drinking the water. Like they, whatever. I drink a lot of water on a regular at home. I don't need the spa to tell me. And yeah, I mean, I eat pretty healthy at home as well, so I wouldn't say I was forced to, but um, when you have no choice, you can't just run to a corner store and grab anything or order something. Yeah, you just got to stick with the menu, and it was pretty healthy, but yeah, and I was kind of hungry in between meals, just a little bit. I was like, okay, speed it up a little, but 'cause yeah, I should have brought some snacks with me. But
Hilarious.
yeah, but it was beautiful. The weather was really, it was sunny. Like we had one day, what day was I guess Saturday was it started out like a little rainy and cloudy, but by midday it had like cleared up and but I hate wet like I hate walking on grass, period, which I did actually because it was really it was well manicured and clean and all that. But wet grass, wet all that, wet, wet. Mm-mm. But we went for a drive that day, and it was nice and saw it. And
Pause.
the
So I
changing of the
we need to pump
no,
all the brakes. Yes, we're gonna pump
we're not
all
pumping no brakes. I'm telling you
the
about the
we are pumping
colors,
the brakes.
and I'm
Sorry,
actually gonna
sorry.
post
No,
some of them.
no, 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 no. See, this is where I need kinetics to back me up because unless you suddenly became French, we implies a plural. And you said at the beginning of this show that, you'd love to do the trip
With my
again with your
girls.
girlfriends. And you said that you were not logged in, you were not digital except
Hmm.
to check on your child. So we is not your homegirls. We is not your pick me. Who them you are there with?
Okay, and remember what did
Mm-hmm.
we say before we hit the air? What was that? What
Mm-hmm.
was that? I thought
Mm-hmm.
you
You
would have
better
no problem
just
saying
shout
what?
out, ma'am.
No.
You
See?
put yourself on Front Street. You should
No.
have. You should have
I
been
am
like,
laughing.
I went for a drive.
No,
I saw the changing of the colors. You
no.
said we. So now, inquiring minds and listening ears would like to know who is we.
But guess what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um there are a
The
lot
the
of
the
no, no, no,
the,
no, 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 no. I'm actually gonna let
the.
you guys think what you want to think. I'm gonna let you have your little fun with it. But some of we also watched the Blue Jays game. That's how I was still able to take in the Blue
Mm-hmm.
Jays game in a secret room
Mm-hmm.
where,
Mm-hmm.
TV is not really permitted there. There's no television sets in the room. So, but we, meaning some of the other
Mm-hmm.
guests, we
Mm-hmm.
ended up watching the Blue Jay game. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a friendly person and I get to know people and I speak to people and we do
Mm-hmm.
things. Yeah. So I make friends pretty
Mm-hmm.
easily. Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Can I tell you everybody's names? No, I'm not that good. I'll never forget a face, but names, yeah, they kind of escape me and doubt I'll ever be seeing any of them ever again. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was cool. And so did a little drive out and went into a local town and got some little goodies and stuff. But yeah, it was nice and I love leaving the city and I mean, we're talking dating tonight, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it, like you can't just that's not really a date. That's a little like that's like date number. Would that be considered a date or would that be like
Anytime that a trip is involved, I mean, and it's an entire weekend.
a little more than a day?
Mm.
Yeah, a little
I,
more.
I feel like, because they say that, traveling makes or breaks a relationship. If you travel with a significant other and you've never
Mhm.
traveled together, if you're in a dating relationship, I mean, if you're married, I mean, y'all just gonna have to deal with each other. But it is said that if you travel with a significant other,
Mhm.
it shows you true colors, because that's when you're going to be exposed to anything that could potentially go wrong: flight cancellations, bad traffic,
Yeah.
exotic foods, crazy sleeping arrangements. And
Mhm.
that's when you're going to find out who people really are. So, um,
True, true, true.
mm-hmm,
I don't know. So,
it'll show you some things.
and that was my other thing. I said, okay, so if you go, but you're in separate rooms, and then you're just hanging out. So you're doing the dinner thing, the lunch thing. You might go for a walk, one of the trails. Like, could that be a date? And let's say it was just, you know,
I mean,
day,
it
one
could, but I
night.
mean, my recommendation would be like a day trip. Like,
Mm,
there should be no overnights, because
okay.
you don't want anybody knocking on your door at 2 o'clock in the morning talking about, I just wanted to see if you were okay. Are you okay? Are you okay? Like, if
True.
you haven't, and here's my whole thing is, if you haven't broached that barrier in terms of your relationship, if you haven't crossed that boundary and y'all are still getting to know each other, a day
Hmm.
trip is cool.
Hmm.
Um, Once again, every
Hmm.
relationship is different. So I don't think there's
True,
a
true.
one size fits all. So I
Right.
don't think, I mean, what's good for the goose may not necessarily be good for the gander. And, some people may be like, oh, yeah, no, I went on a trip, my first date with Bay, and, we've been together 10 years. Well, round of
Right.
applause to you.
There you go.
And there's
Yeah.
some people who are dating for 2 years, went on a trip, and that was the end of the relationship.
Hmm.
So I just feel like, it all comes down to comfort levels. I think it's a great romantic getaway,
Hmm.
regardless of whether it's done in the fall, in the summer, Valentine's Day, Christmas, whatever the case may be,
Hmm.
birthdays. It all depends on your comfort level with that person. Like, when you go away with somebody, are you comfortable being away with that person? Because if a date doesn't work out, I get in my car, you get in your car, may the force be with you, bruh, and everybody keeps it moving.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
when you are on a trip and you're in the middle of the back of the beyond and you've got nothing but Bessie in one field and Whoa Nelly in the other field, and it's a smooth 3 hour drive and y'all came up in one car, you got to deal with each other for the entire weekend. And if
Yeah.
that weekend is
Mm.
ruined at the beginning, that is 48 hours of me trying not to catch a case. And I just feel like I need to really like you or really love you for us to
Yeah.
be making those kind of trips. So I've been in relationships where I've gone on trips
Mhm.
and gone on trips like just me and him as a couple, and then
Mhm.
gone on trips like group trips.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's a learning experience. I'll say
Yeah.
that it's definitely a learning experience. I work in travel. I'm a travel snob, so now I'm extremely selective about what male counterpart I will take on a trip. I
Mm.
am 9 times more likely to take my girlfriends to the places that I travel to now than to be like, oh, we're dating. You should go on a trip with me. Because not all y'all fellas deserve the good life. So you got
And would that be provided by you? What do you mean deserve? Or is that just being your presence?
So
What do
the
you mean?
last no, this was the
Mm.
last trip that I went on with a significant other. We went to Las Vegas.
Okay.
Um, and I once again I work in travel, so I am a travel agent. I will plan your entire trip for you. So, I looked into flights and I got him a dope flight deal. We didn't live in the same
Mm.
city.
Mhm. Mhm.
We were staying in a 5-star property right on the strip.
Mhm.
Um, you know, Cirque du Soleil ticket arrangements were made, dining at the Bellagio. Like
Mhm.
I don't travel frou-frou. So like I'm not if
Mhm.
you go on a trip with me, we're not staying at the Marriott because I'm gonna look at you all kinds of sideways. Like we're staying where? Oh, that's where
Mm.
you're staying. I will see you at the end of the trip or I'll meet you for lunch. I'm not, no, sorry. No,
Mm.
you've traveled with me. Like my girlfriends know. Like I just came back from my birthday trip. It
Mhm.
was the worst trip that I've ever been on. And my homegirl who I went with who's traveled with me was like, girl, this ain't your kind of trip. And I was like, you think? Really?
Mhm.
So, it was dope. We stayed at the Aria Sky Suites.
Was she cool
And
with the trip? Did she, or was she
no,
kind of
we
like,
both hated it. No,
okay,
we
she
both
hated,
hated
okay,
it.
okay. I couldn't
No,
remember
we
that.
hated it.
Okay.
No, 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 we no tripping and tripping. No.
Okay.
Case in point, I have to go to Houston at the end of the month. I'm
Uh-huh.
staying at the St. Regis. I'm not staying at a Marriott if you travel with me. That's what's not going to happen. So, he thought that he was living that supercalifragilisticexpialidocious life until he went on a trip with me, and then he realized, no, there are levels to this.
Mm. Mhm.
We're not together, but the trips don't quit. So, should I date anybody else? Should I be in a relationship with anybody else? Understand this. My favorite hotel in Chicago is the Peninsula. Google it. If you can't take me to the Peninsula, we shouldn't go on trips together.
Okay. You
My
got your
favorite hotel in
standards,
New York
girl.
is
You
the
got your
Mandarin
standards. There
Oriental
we
on
go.
Columbus Circle, and
There
I
we
will
go.
pay for it every single night. I don't care how much it costs. Because if I go
Really?
on a trip, listen, if I go on a trip, here's the thing that I've realized about traveling: the
Uh-huh.
food should never be trash, and I should
Uh-uh.
never be uncomfortable. The whole point about going on vacation is to relax. So why would I compromise my comfort for the coins? I work way too hard for me to have an average vacation. That's not going to happen. I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. And I don't want to
True.
remember my life being, well, I flew economy and I slept and don't get me wrong, the Marriott is a nice hotel group. I'm not knocking it. There
Mm-hmm.
are some very nice Marriotts out there, but
Mm-hmm.
it is not my first choice if I travel to specific cities. There are
Mm-hmm.
certain hotels that I will only stay in if I travel to a specific city. And I've been very lucky and privileged that I've come from either, that I've grown up very affluent and had jobs that allowed me to be exposed to luxury brands. So when people are, you can bottle pop all you want. I would rather get a 1 bedroom suite at the Aria Sky Suites. If that's the life you're about, you can travel with me.
We're gonna
But
do
we're
it. We're
not.
gonna do a travel show. We're gonna do a whole show dedicated to travel and all this and
So yeah.
stuff.
So both
Because we
trips
could,
to
yeah,
X Bay were not bad trips. Let me
yeah.
put that out there. They were interesting trips. Like the group trip was like it was all of the shenanigans. Like,
Mm-hmm.
woo! I was just looking at some people sideways, like, okay. I need to have a conversation with your parents.
Mm-hmm.
But the trip to Las Vegas, for example, was mad dope. In fact,
Yeah.
he's not the only person that I've traveled with. I have an ex before him, and I took him to Minneapolis, and I took him to a 6-star diamond property. And both exes were like, so I didn't even know these hotels existed. I'm like, get your life right.
Okay.
But with that being
I'm,
said, I
I'm even
can't I
trying to
can't be
see how I
giving
fit in
I
because
can't be
with
giving those
dating,
blessings to everybody. So now all my girlfriends are literally like, so
I
where are you
know.
going on vacation in 2017? Because I'm coming with you. And
I'm
I'm
a,
like, that's not a problem. We can go home, girl. Tell your homeboy to keep his butt at home.
mm, okay. So no double.
Yes.
Okay, no, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get deeper into the whole dating thing, but let's start from the beginning. Let's go back to the basics. And I was here
Mm-hmm.
thinking about this whole idea of the show on dating, and it sounds really juvenile. Like, come on, everybody knows like the little rules of dating and everything. But you'd be surprised at how many people I know who have just exited some pretty long-term relationships, and are back on the dating scene, or people who were just not doing it because there wasn't much to do other than online dating because they just weren't out there meeting people. And so, and the rules have changed, and how people are dating nowadays have changed since 10, 15 years ago. And I don't know if it's really like I've had, talks like with guys and other females
Mm-hmm.
about, have things really changed, or are there just more options nowadays, and less red tape, let's say, like just you get to the point a little faster. Like but at the end of the day, it's two people connecting and feeling each other out. Do I want to do this again? How long do I want to do this for? Am I ready to leave? That type of thing. And so I think it all boils down to pretty much the same thing. It's just, yeah, times have changed and technology is a big part of it. But and I realize how old school I am when I speak to certain people, and not just younger people. I'm speaking to people my age or even a little older, and they're making me sound like I'm ancient because I believe in certain things. Like, for instance, the first thing that always comes up, I have never asked a man out on a date.
Why?
I just don't think I should ask a man out on a date.
Why?
And I've never wanted to. I've wanted to be asked out. I've wanted a man to like do it. But I feel like,
So do you think you're too good to pursue somebody or to indicate your interest?
no, I just think the man should be
Mm-hmm.
asking me. And if the man is interested, he will ask me if he's interested and available. And I think a lot of it comes down to, there are some men. What's all that noise? Are you having snacks?
Sorry, that's me. My bad. No, no, no. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm adding this thing to my phone. Sorry.
Oh, okay, okay. So no, okay, so, and I think in the back, like, this has actually happened where I think even if a man is involved in a relationship, whether he's dating
Mm-hmm.
someone else or he has a woman or
Mm-hmm.
he may even be married,
Oh
sometimes, and
Lord.
I'm not saying that you can't, say no to me. I just think, and just in general, I find for some men it's very hard to say no. And so if the right woman steps to that man and approaches him and asks him out, he knows damn well he should not be saying yes, maybe, or anything close to that. It should just be a very quick thanks, but no thanks. And he doesn't even have to explain. But if he wanted to, you know, kind of soften the blow a little and say, I would love to, however, whatever, I'm involved or whatever. And, um, but I find that a lot of men, knowing that they shouldn't say it, they will. Because how do you say no to a woman approaching you? And,
Real easily, no. And I just
and
want to point out, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this. Okay, so girl, you tried it.
no, 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 but and then
So
what you asked me
fellas,
is a very
because
question. I get.
Kinetic is not here. So, I'm not a dude and I don't want to, misrepresent y'all. But I don't feel that men are required to accept the advances of an aggressive woman. And there's a very clear definition between genuine interest and polite approach and
Mhm.
being a savage. So let's be very clear. And I understand, gentlemen and ladies, that you experience both, especially if you're an attractive, educated, well groomed, And when I say educated, I don't mean formal education. This is just you can actually, like, 1 + 1 = 2, and you don't think that miscombobulated is a word. Um, Educated, well groomed, put together individual. Because the thing is, the reality is, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you are attracted to this person because of their better qualities. So it is logical to understand that other people are going to be attracted to that person for the same qualities, whether it is that they are drop dead gorgeous. So other men are going to approach women whether or not they're with a dude. Like, I've literally had dudes rock up on me and my man is standing next to me and I'm like, really, bro? Like, you don't see all of this right here,
Mm.
right now. You missing all this? Oh, you thought that was my cousin? You tried it. Um, and I understand for men, especially men who are in careers where they travel a lot, and this is not necessarily just professional athletes. This is men who work in corporate environments where they have to catch flights on a frequent basis, and they're part of the frequent flyer club. There are instances where you're in a bar and you could be wearing a wedding ring and a woman approaches you. But to both parties, I want to say this: no is a complete sentence that does not require clarification nor explanation. No, period. Oh my God, I just wanted to tell you that, I saw you from across the room and you're wearing my favorite cologne and I love your suit. And, I would love to buy you a drink. No, you don't have to say thank you. And that's another thing. If somebody pays you to compliment, you're not required to acknowledge the compliment. It is a courtesy for you to acknowledge the compliment. But if you are married, if you respect the relationship that you're in and you are not married, and you see that homegirl is doing overtime and other time without a paycheck, she's a liability, and she wants to buy you a drink. You grown. Can you buy your own drink? Yes. Then the answer to her is no. Well, you don't need to be rude. I
You.
know.
No, thank
Well,
you.
I just wanted to say that you look
Ah!
good. Okay, let's be clear. You acknowledging my genetics does not require me to be grateful. That is you acknowledging how I look. Number one, I didn't choose these looks. This is a genetic accident. So me saying thank you is me taking credit for something that I have no responsibility over. I didn't make me.
No, but thank you
So
for taking the time to express that to me.
no,
It's a nice
no,
thing
because you
to
know what?
share.
You might be
That's
making me uncomfortable. So you approaching me might be disrespectful. You might be violating my personal space. It might
Then
be
say
against our
that then.
religion. It's
Then say,
happened.
"Sorry, you're
No,
violating my
I
space.
don't I
Move
don't need to
back."
apologize. First of all, unless I'm giving you signals, cues, and I'm throwing up and nobody can be like, well, I wasn't sure if he was feeling me or I wasn't sure that Shorty was about that. Like, nobody plays hard to get, fellas. Let me be clear. If you walk into a bar, if you walk into a club, if you walk into a restaurant, if you walk into a lounge, if you had a barbecue, if you had a pool party, if a woman is feeling you don't need to be psychic to figure it out. Number one. Number two, if I tell you no now, I'm not playing hard to get, because when I saw you and you came through the door, if I was by myself or if I was with my homegirls, we all saw you. And in the first 30 seconds that you walked in, we judged you, qualified you, or disqualified you. So if you walk up to me and I'm not giving you the time of day, I'm not playing hard to get, you stop being a factor 30 seconds after I saw you. While you were mustering up the courage, grabbing a beer, talking to your boys, telling them, damn, Shorty over there built like that. And then you walked over, we been bored. We moved on. We trying to figure out what your boy is doing. What's really good with him? Women don't play hard to get. And if they're playing hard to get, they're childish. Move on.
Okay, so you asked clearly, you have asked, you're comfortable with asking a man out on a date. So I'm not saying
I
just saying
won't
hello.
necessarily ask him out on a date. I mean,
Mhm.
I've told a dude, you know, I think your swag is dope. Like, I've seen guys while I'm traveling in the city, whatever. If I see you and I like your style, I'm like, I appreciate the fact that you understand what a tailor is. You look good in your suit. That does not
Mhm.
mean that I want your phone number. It does not mean that I want to go on a date with you. I'm just acknowledging that you know how to groom yourself. Thank you for doing your job well and being an adult. But here, high five. Thank you.
Okay, but
Now,
I want
if I'm interested in potentially pursuing it,
to.
if me paying you a compliment, if me engaging in conversation, if me making you laugh does not incentivize you to try and extend this conversation, I'll be like, you know what, grab my phone number. If you ever want to kick it, holler at me. I'm not going to ask you on a date. I'm going to give you the opportunity. I'm for it. I'll just make sure that you know that I'm open to it.
Cool.
And I leave it at that. I'm not going to rock up on a dude and be like, oh my God, you're so fine. So, maybe I can take you out for dinner. No, you can buy your food. I can buy my food. But if you want to kick it, we can kick it. And that's the other thing about me too. Like I've learned to differentiate between hanging out with somebody to determine whether or not I want to date them and actually dating them, because a lot of people don't understand that there are levels to this, and you being attracted to somebody does not require you to date them, because dating somebody is a process of determining whether or not you want to engage in an intimate relationship with them, and not just sexually intimate. It is whether or not you want to engage with this person in an intellectually intimate relationship, in an emotionally intimate relationship, in a culturally intimate relationship, meaning that you've determined that based on chemistry and general interactions, whether it's in a group or individual setting, this is somebody that you really want to get to know. This is somebody that you want to be vulnerable with. And from that point, you're still not required to be exclusive. Once you've determined whether or not you want to date somebody, that just means that I'm willing to invest more time and energy into you. I'm no longer just trying to figure it out. No, I really want to see what's good with you. Because the whole point of dating is to figure out whether or not you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody. So if you decide after dating a person that, you know what, I'm really feeling this person, I feel like I connect with them, I don't need to talk to anybody else, that's when you start courting them. That's when you start qualifying them for anything beyond just a generic intimate relationship to, can I see this person as a spouse? Does this person have the same value system as me? Does this person have good money management? Is this somebody that I can trust? Is this person supportive? Is this person respectful? Is this person the kind of person that I can see around my family? Because when men and women start asking those questions, you're looking at that person as a potential spouse. Nobody goes out with somebody. So if I see you and I think you're cute, and I tell you that I think you're cute, and I give you my phone number, and you call me, and we go hang out, that's what we're doing. We're not on a date, we're hanging out. Because the reality is, we could hang out one night, and I could see you again in the street, and I won't remember you. You did make an impression, but it was cool meeting you, though, bro.
Wow.
Or we could hang out, and I could be like, you know what? He's really smart. He made me want to go read a book that I've never read before, and I'm a bookworm. So I went and I read this book. Wow, that taught me a lot about him. This is somebody that I want to get to know better. So next time he calls me, I might cancel plans with somebody else, because you know what? You got to me intellectually. So now I want to kick it with you a little bit more. And then you're going to be like, you know what? I'm really feeling you, and I feel like I want to get to know you better. So now I'm going to start taking our hanging out seriously. I'm still not going to give you the drawers, but I'm going to start taking it more seriously. And then at some point, I might be like, you know what? I like everything about him. He's tall, he's fine, he's funny, he's smart, he's driven, he's ambitious, blah, 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 blah. Whatever your qualifiers are, ladies. Now I'm going to give him the panties. You're going to give him the panties 30 seconds after you saw him, but you wanted to make sure that you actually wanted to give him the panties. So you give him the panties and he blows your back out and he changes your life. Now you want it to be exclusive. That's courtship. And the whole point of courtship is that it's not supposed to be this never ending till the end of time kind of situation. Like, I don't understand people who are in relationships for 10 years. What are you still trying to figure out?
I don't get it either. But I'm a little different.
You're married without a title.
Um,
So you wouldn't ask a man out on a date. That's fine.
no,
But would you
and
approach a guy?
you wouldn't either. It sounds like.
No, I would indicate that I'm available to date. I don't remember ever asking a guy. I think maybe like in the seventh grade, and I think I was traumatized from the experience. I was like, we're not doing this again. Because I had a crush on this dude. And now when I look back at him, like his head had corners. I don't even know what I was wilding about. By the way, random sidebar.
Yeah.
If you are listening to the show right now, could you please tweet me at Miss Super Nerd and tell me if you can hear me? Because I'm getting messages that people are hearing Bryson Tiller and Neo.
How is it? Okay, there is a link, people. I'm going to remind everybody if
No, they
you
clicked from the link that I sent them.
okay, that's weird. It takes you to a page on Vex Radio where you then click the logo that says Cake with Care C, and and then you can tune into the show, like tune into the actual show, but you got to click that link. So there are other links on the page. If you prefer to listen to music, you can do that, and that might be what people are doing, where they're being taken to
Yeah.
music. So yeah, I'm not really sure. And I'm getting some comments. Like people are sending me comments on my phone. So people are hearing the show.
Weird.
Okay, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, if you could direct them to do that. No, my piece, what I no, my approach in my mind, how I approach the whole dating game is no, I will not ask a man out on a date, and that also connects to something else, but not really. But we'll get into that next point. Um,
So sorry, just random sidebar. So if they click
yes,
the link and they get to the homepage, no, because people are
yes.
like,
No,
I'm
let's.
not missing any more shows.
Oh man.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, let's
so
do
they
it.
click the link and they get to the homepage where it says that it's episode 26 and we're talking about dating. Do they click the yellow bar? Is the question.
Let me just double check because uh, usually, yes, that's where it was. Remember, I told you the
Mm-hmm.
last show it wasn't, and I'm just going to make sure that I'm going on as we speak, and I'm about to pop. Yeah, so that link at the top, listen here, should take you to the show. Should take you to, or they can scroll down to where they see Cake with Care C episode 26. Really? Yeah, 26.
Okay.
And they shouldn't be, yeah, but either one, the link at the top with the yellow bar or the the cake logo link down below. And I'm actually going to go in and pop the link to join the conversation. I'm going to actually put it in now. It is about that time. It's about quarter to 10. And so if you'd like to join the conversation, as long as you have Google Hangouts on your device, using the same device, just come to vexradio.com, click on that link, Cake with Kelsey, episode 26, scroll down to the little convo box, and you will see the link. And if you click on that link, you're in the conversation. Yeah. So, no, what I was saying about the whole dating thing
Mm-hmm.
is for me, I think meeting someone, I like to speak to someone a couple times on the phone just to feel them out, just to, do I like their voice? Like, where, is it going to work? Where do they live? That type of thing. Just the basics, just get the
Mm-hmm.
basics out of the way. And I can tell a lot about a person after speaking with them. Like, not everything clearly. In the last few years, I've really questioned my judgment, but Hmm, not now, but the not so um, distant past. But so when I'm actually dating someone now this is like the live in person kind of interview where it's like not interview, but feeling them out. How do they
Lord, folks,
mannerisms?
fellas, if you step to care, just understand
No,
that there will be an interview and probation period.
no interview. You know what I mean? Like you just it's similar to the whole interview process when you look good on paper or it seems to, and then you actually get to take them in. So you know what they smell like what they look like, the fingernails clean, like just do they know how to hold a fork, how do they sip, like just these things, and they're doing the same thing back at me, I'm pretty sure. So it's just, and then how we vibe, and when I'm speaking, are you looking totally confused, can you keep up with me? I'm a bit all over the place. So, and does my wandering eye bother you? Because I get distracted very easily. So,
Oh, whoa,
things
pause,
like that. No,
pause.
no,
Wandering eye. Let's
no,
delve a little
anything.
deeper into
No,
this.
like I will
No, no,
notice
we're no, 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 no,
fingers,
no, no, no,
something
no.
hanging from the waiter's back pocket or something if we happen to be out to dinner, and I'll comment on it. Like I just have no, like I just like it's live in the moment, and that's me. Some people don't like that. And it really makes them uncomfortable, and they will check you on it. And if I get checked on something on a first or second date a couple times, I'm like, well, you clearly are not the one for me because this is going to drive you nuts, and I'm not having it. And so we could just end this now, type of
Ooh,
thing.
somebody's
It just
exhibiting a lack of flexibility and an
no,
inability to
I'm saying,
compromise.
listen, no, it means you are who you are, I am who I am, and if little things about us are triggering things off early, which very rarely happens, then let's just be real about it and say, okay, maybe we're not really cut out for this whole dating and maybe to enter into a relationship thing. And so it'll save people a lot of time, hassle, and money. Because which brings me to the next point of even why I don't ask people out is I kind of believe in that old rule about when you ask someone out, like whoever asks, not
Oh, so
really,
you stingy.
pays.
That's why you don't ask
No,
somebody out because
no,
you
no,
don't want
no,
to
no, no.
pay.
But guess what? Even if I put it out there to say, "Oh, I would love to go to this place," or "I'd love to see that," whatever, um, I'm cool with doing it. But I'm not going to ask just because I'm not. And even if I put it out there and it was my idea, I'm still not paying. I
You are, oh, girl.
no,
Fellas, if you're listening, I'm so sorry.
don't be
I'm so
sorry.
sorry. We ain't
Because
all
there's
like this, fellas. We ain't all like
no,
this.
and clearly not, because there's so many women that are so surprised at that about me. Like one of my old coworkers, and she was like, "Really, you've never paid for dinner?" And she's like, "Oh, I need to get your." I was like, "No, I just thought it was very common." And I'm not saying that that's how it should be.
Fellas, we ain't all like that.
No, definitely not. And I think it's great. Whatever
It ain't
works
all of us.
for. No, I think I'm in a fancy hotel. No, I'm kidding. Not that you're fitting the bill. You're just getting a
Ah,
really good deal, which I'm gonna take
you
advantage
never
of
know. I
that.
might, I might have footed the bill.
Might splurge. Yeah, you might do it. Yeah, and
I might.
honestly, there's
I mean,
never
if I invite you out, I mean, so, okay, let's backtrack. So,
please say
let's
what
go
you
back
need
to let's reiterate what the definitions of dating are, because some of y'all are in situationships and you think that you're dating,
to say.
and that's not what's happening. Some of y'all are just cuffing season recruits, and that's not really bae. He just doesn't want to be cold. And some of y'all are kicking it with hobosexuals, who are individuals who basically get into a relationship so they're not homeless.
Not
So I
around,
need
not around
y'all.
here. Mm-mm.
I need y'all to. So I need us to come to a consensus and be and understand what the general definitions of dating are and where the premise of dating came from. So dating hasn't always existed. Let's be clear. This is this is not this is not something that happened like since like cavemen were clubbing women over the head. Like homeboy didn't club you over upside the head and then take you home and then you know talk to you for a minute. Then y'all were good. That's not how it worked. So initially there was the caveman route.
There wasn't any need. Yeah.
Clubbed you upside the head. It was survival of the fittest, so he just needed somebody who could make sure that he was good. Then
Hmm.
humanity evolved, and we're using Darwinism. Some of y'all may believe, that you were created, and there's Adam and Eve. Take it how you want. There was no dating. Okay, we can agree on that. Then it was your elders choosing your spouse for you, so you still didn't date. You just woke up at 15 or 16 because people died younger. So before you start hyperventilating, there were people who were getting married at 12 because people were dying at 24. So you have to understand life expectancy was vastly different. Then your elders picked your partner for you, either because they were of the same religious background as you, they were of the same caste as you if you're from certain parts of the world, they were of the same, community as you, and that's how it was done for you. It wasn't negotiated. Usually the man was vastly older than the woman, and it was what it was. And the point of you being selected was for you to create a home for your provider to come back to and to continue his legacy. So there was no dating. Then we moved to the Victorian era, where men wrote love letters to women, but you weren't allowed to date. What you were allowed to do is you were allowed to kick it with a chaperone, meaning that if you went out with a man, y'all were married because the assumption was because you had been alone with a man for X number of minutes, you were no longer pure. He just had to do right by you and marry you. In order for you to not have that happen, you would go on chaperoned excursions. You'd go horseback riding with your aunt and him. You'd go on a picnic with your aunt and him. So understand, y'all were not going to be alone. There were not going to be any shenanigans if you were a good girl. Then we skip forward, we'll say, the early 1920s. And then the rules of engagement kind of changed. You still went on dates, but good girls only went out on dates to certain places and only at certain times. And after a certain time, you were considered a hussy, because why else would you not be back at your mother's house because you were out shenaniganing with that boy who ran the streets? And then your purity was compromised. I'm pretty sure everybody's been getting it in since the dawn of time, and not everybody who got married was a virgin, but this was just the presumption. And then as we move forward, we skip forward to the 70s. the age of free love. And then there was no dating. Y'all were just getting it in. Everybody was getting it in. You're smoking weed, you're snorting heroin, and you were getting it in. Then we get to the 80s, and we became the materialistic dating generation. That's when Valentine's Day became the most commercialized emotional holiday, second only to Christmas. And fellas, y'all were hoodwinked and bamboozled into believing that your girl was not going to love you if you didn't buy her a dozen red roses and a gigantic teddy bear. And now we're here in 2016, aka Waste Your Time 2016, where people will slide in each other's DMs. You'll stare at each other at the club because I follow you on Instagram, so you should know who I am because you know what's good. You know I've been double tapping on your pictures, so why are you trying to act like you don't know nobody? The age of the most dating websites ever, and people don't know how to communicate. So, if you're approached by someone, ladies, and you're not interested, it is perfectly fine for you to say no. Fellas, this does not give you license to smack her, punch her, hit her, or kill her because she ain't feeling you. Because some of y'all have been losing your minds and we've seen y'all on CNN. Okay? If she says no, y'all are on the winning team. There is more women than there are men on the planet. Like one no could literally translate into 11 more yeses. Don't kill her. Keep moving. She has not changed your bank account. She has not changed your fantasy football league standing. You're good. Keep it moving. Okay? There's no need to harass her. There's no need to call her anything but the name that she was given. If you mad, then, maybe you shouldn't hype up and tell your boys you're about to go holler at Shorty, and Shorty gonna give you the phone number, and you're gonna get them skins in a week. Just be like, yo, I'm gonna go check her and see what's good. And if it doesn't work, I'll be like, man, her breath stank. Keep it moving. But if she says no, don't shoot her, please. It's not necessary. And your first 3 to 6 dates are not dates. Y'all are kicking it. You know why? Because you don't even know this person. She could be a lunatic. Half of y'all are dating chicks who end up becoming your psychopathic baby mamas, and you hate her. You know why? Because you never qualified her. Meet her, hang out with her, date her, court her, marry her, and then get her pregnant. The beauty of all this is you've done your due diligence. If you still want her crazy behind by the time that she says I do, just stick it out. But I do not want to be meeting somebody who's like, yo, what's good? I'm really feeling you, and I think you're cute, nice. I just want to tell you, I got 2 kids, it's about the same chick. She crazy, she cheat on me. My baby mama crazy. But, I just want to let you know, I take care of my kids and I handle my business. Like, stop with the disclaimers. You didn't qualify her, so you have just as much ownership in the fact that you got a crazy woman pregnant twice as the fact that she's crazy and pregnant by you twice. So please, do not confuse kicking it with dating. Do not confuse dating with courtship. And do not drag out courtship, because none of us are here for your 7-year relationships. And the only reason why you should be in a 7-year relationship is because one of y'all is in med school and you can't afford the wedding. Just saying.
Okay. Listen. Okay. So there's
I'm
all
just
kinds of
saying.
crazy. No. All kinds of things happening. People are actually on the YouTube. Who prefer to watch on YouTube? If I just wanted to say this, if there's still an issue through Vex, which there doesn't seem to be now, but you can click on the YouTube page, search Cake with Care C, subscribe, and you can actually listen to us there and leave a comment on the sidebar. I don't know if you've already been in there, Miss Super Nerd, on the YouTube.
No, I
But yeah,
haven't been on the YouTube, but
okay.
somebody
Either
said that
way,
they have a question for me. Jesus, fix it.
yeah, there are couple comments anyway. No, but they're nice. They're actually enjoying and laughing and everything like that. But um, I don't know. I think dating is, at the end of the day. I mean, I know I said the whole interview thing. I think you should just have fun, and it should be about being in a fun setting, so nothing too serious, and whatever fun is, whatever allows the two of you to have fun and actually be able to um, communicate in some way. So I'm not really big on these crazy dates where you're doing things where you're not actually interacting. Movies, worst. Like, you can't talk. I don't get it unless you both really, really want to see a film and you have time before or after for drinks or just to chill and talk about it. And, it might work that way. But if it's just straight meet, watch a movie, go, like, I don't get it. And I'm not big on sharing popcorn, and some people are offended by that. So that's just not a good start.
Girl, you, oh
I
God. I'm so happy I'm not a dude. I would never ask you on a date because you just a bucket full of work. Lord, I'm
no,
tired.
it's not
I'm
work.
tired. I'm
Just get
tired.
your own popcorn,
You
especially
go suggest excursions, but you ain't paying. You ain't sharing popcorn, but
not
you ain't
one.
paying.
Mm-mm.
Like
I'm
you ain't
buying my own
asking me
popcorn.
out. You ain't paying. Like girl, I'm
Uh,
exhausted. I'm
See,
tired.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're getting the point, though.
I'm
And
tired.
if it's
I'm
ever
tired.
necessary, we'll take notes. So we'll see. But
Lord,
anyway,
fellas, Cake Bay got it right now. They just came back from the spa. But should you ever catch Kara in the streets and she's single again, just understand she ain't paying for nothing. She ain't sharing nothing. She ain't got time for you to be judging her. She ain't gonna change for you. She
nope.
doesn't want you to change. Oh, but she will. She will expect you to change for her because if she don't like it,
No,
she gonna let you
I want
know.
it to. No, I
Mm,
want it to be him, be you, do you, be your
so
100% authentic self. And this is the problem. And
what? How?
no, this is a very, very big thing for me. It's be yourself. And a lot of people say, I think most people who have dated me in the past, they could say they got the real me from the beginning. Um,
Okay.
and I'm not, yeah, you get the real me from the beginning. And so you get all the things that might bother you. Don't get everything, obviously. I mean, there's only so much you can display in a few hours, but I don't put on any kind of front because you have to, like, I can't act. I'm not an act. Well, I can a little bit. I'm not going to be an actress in a relationship. You know what I mean? And I
She
want,
also be faking it, fellas.
no, no, we can act out little and stuff, but not at the damn restaurant. We'll do that if we
I'm
carry on.
screaming. I'm
But
screaming right now.
But
I'm
I need for
screaming.
men to be themselves because a lot of you dudes are very fake. And you come with this whole what you think a woman wants to hear. You come with the rehearsed lines that have worked in the past, which I can't knock your hustle. But if you are serious about someone, just relax. And you'd be surprised at how
Okay,
many guys come. They come
but
all tense and nervous and they're not really themselves. And then a few dates down the line, and when you get really comfortable, that's when the little boy, like the little goofy stuff comes out, the little things that they really want to say. And they can relax a bit and be themselves. And I'm like, try. So I encourage people to try
okay,
to do that
but
sooner than later
in defense
because
of the fellas, I have to speak in defense of the fellas
you
because
are
Connecticut
defending
is
these.
here. Listen, I have to because we can't. This can't
And
just
I am
be a
not
boy
knocking
bashing
them.
show.
It's not,
So,
definitely not.
fellas, I understand why you need to spit game, and let's be honest, we can't really come at dudes for being fake. um, when half the chicks that they date don't have their own eyelashes, don't have their own eyes, don't have their own hair nor hairline, don't have their own nails. Their titties are sponsored by Victoria's Secret. Their booty may or may not have come from from Dr. Miami. They're probably wearing their homegirl's outfit, so they don't even own the clothes that they're wearing on the date. Like, let's be clear, we can't sit here and I've watched this. So just like you, I'm very transparent when somebody dates me. Like what you see is what you get. I tell you, like I give you the full disclaimer. I I tell you that I have no patience. I tell you that I suffer from manic depression. I tell you that I have no time for BS. I tell you that I'm not going to be around 24/7, and you just need to be okay with that, or find your girlfriend who's unemployed because it's not gonna happen. I can't be. I'm not your mama. Like I'm gonna give you the disclaimer. I'm gonna tell you what I am. I'm gonna tell you who I am, so that you understand whether or not this is what you really want, and then you can keep it moving. And if you don't choose me, I have learned not to take it as a personal affront for me because everything is not for everybody. I will tell you, listen, my hair is nappy, but you're gonna see me with some silky locks. They're probably not gonna be Brazilian. They might just be synthetic. You know why? Because I'm not gonna break the bank for some bundles, but I'll break the bank to buy some property. So if it's an issue for you that my hair is synthetic, but I own 6 pieces of property, then you might not be the man that I need in my life because you're worried about the wrong things.
Mm, mm.
But At the same
What they're
time,
singing.
I understand. At the same time, I understand why men are hesitant to be transparent, why men are hesitant to be vulnerable. Because we've had a conversation on this show before where we were talking about how if a dude stepped to a chick and was like, "Yo, real talk, like I think you cute, I think you fine. I'm not gonna wife you. Like this is not what we're here to do. But you look like the type of chick like I can take home, blow her back out, and if ish is good, like we can do this on an ongoing basis. I'm not gonna fall in love with you because real talk." I'm probably not emotionally stable enough to do that, but I'm gonna make you feel real good for 2.5 hours, and I'm gonna call you an Uber, and I'll even pay for it, so you don't even need to worry about how you getting home. Chicks will be like, "Oh hell no, he a savage. I can't believe it." So men have to lie. So now dudes will walk up to you and be like, "Oh my god, I just wanted to let you know that I saw you from across the room and you were looking amazing." And fellas, take notes because I spit better game than you do. Um, I don't want to impose on you and take up your time because I see that you're with your girlfriends. But I was wondering if I could leave my phone number with you, and then if you're feeling me, if you'd like to get to know me better, because I definitely love to get to know you better. Maybe you can call me and we can set something up where I can take you out for lunch and just get to know each other better. Girl, I'll take you out. It'll be daylight. It'll be in public. Your girlfriends don't even need to worry. I'll even let you photocopy my ID. She'll laugh. Her girlfriends will be like, "Oh, girl, he classy. Look, girl, he ain't crazy. He's probably a lunatic, but the good ones always spit the crazy ones always spit the best game." And then you're good. And then you leave. And if she doesn't call you, you've lost nothing. You don't look crazy. You don't look like a beggar. Keep it moving. But what happens is, in his head, realistically, what he saw is that your dress is too tight. It's too short. You look a little too available. You've already let 3 other dudes buy you drinks, which means that you are available for the highest bidder because you just entertained men you don't really give a damn about for the sake of free drinks. Because that's literally what it translates to. You let 3 other dudes buy you drinks, and now you clowning me for asking for your phone number because I wouldn't buy you a drink. So your attention comes with a price tag. That's what you're telling me. So if I don't buy you a drink, that means that I can't get your attention, which means that you're materialistic. That's what it translates to because you're literally putting a price on your attention.
Not
And I don't
necessarily.
even know if you're worth the price that I'm putting. I don't even know if you're worth the drink.
Mm-mm.
Like really? Like are you like I could buy you a drink and you could be boring or dumb as a bag of bricks. Now I wasted $15 and 15 minutes of my time. I can make $15. I'm never getting those 15 minutes back. So I'm gonna lie to you. I'm gonna spit game at you. You're gonna hear everything that you want to hear. I'm gonna buy you the $15 drink. I'm not gonna wife you because you're not the type that I want to wife. I'm hoping and praying that I meet my wife in church, realistically. But I'm gonna tell you everything that you want to hear to get everything that I want to get, and then you won't be mad at me like, "Oh, I don't know why you lied to me because if I told you the truth, you wouldn't have gone home with me." But you wanted this.
Well, you see, this is where now that's all the way on another direction because I was just speaking about being yourself, relaxed, and just being your as much as as much as relaxed as you could be on a first or second date with a total stranger. But now,
Everybody lies on a first or second date.
if we bring up the whole lying thing, that
Mm-hmm.
that's no, that's a whole other subject, and it brings me to another point of listen, it's a small world and it's a lot smaller, especially with social media and technology nowadays. And so, which leads me, to two different points about that. But one being there's a lot you can learn about a person or you may be connected to a person unless they lie about who they are online as well and they're covering their tracks. And you know what,
I'm sorry.
honestly,
Have you been living in 2016? Because I'm pretty sure you saw Homeboy on National Boyfriend Day. I bet you his
they
profile
are
said he was single as hell. I bet you his
they are
profile
just
told you.
crazy. There are just
I
some
bet you his
crazy people.
profile. I can tell you that his profile right now said, "All I care about is my kids and getting this money." I
Let's
guarantee you that's what his profile said. Meanwhile, there are five, what was it, 5, 6, 7 chicks who are like, "Oh my God, that's bad. I know we've been to hell and back together, but there's nobody else I'd rather go through the journey with." Girl, do you know that you're on a
right.
passenger van? You guys are in a Dodge Caravan. That ain't a two-seater Maserati. You do know that, right? Right? No, no.
No,
Oh,
because I
dang,
drove myself to the
girl.
day usually. That's kind of how it goes. But the thing is, it's if you're coming for that, then don't go on a date. Skip the date. Just do your little thing in the club, create a whole fantasy. I don't know, have a couple conversations and head straight to wherever you want and do it. And then if your game is that tight, you really are not going to have to lie because you're going to make her want you regardless of what you're offering. No, listen,
No, no, no,
some
no.
of
I
my
live in
best
Toronto. I've
or
seen
whatever.
y'all chicks in the club.
No, and
No.
this is the other thing. I have a lot of male friends, or like legit friends, or
Mhm.
guys I've known for a very long time that aren't like friends. They buy me a drink, and so someone might see me walk into the bar with someone who I've known for 10 years, and he
Mhm.
bought me a drink. That
But
so for some
it's
for a
not about who
man
buys you the drink. It's
and
about your
believe
body language.
no, 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 because some people can't even pick up on that stuff. And I'm a very friendly
Mm.
person. Like I was always that girl in the group that who's the biggest flirt in the group and everybody looks here. And it's not about being a flirt, it's about being a friendly person.
Oh,
And so
girl,
some people
fellas, she's really
read,
a good. She'll hold you
no,
down. Don't let her words get you twisted. She'll hold you down. I mean, she can't hold you down right now because cake day. But I'm just saying that if she was single and you stepped to her and she was feeling you, all were talking. When she say she friendly, she just like talking to people. It
no.
doesn't mean that she's friendly. Friendly. She's just
Listen,
friendly.
I know, and this is the thing, and that whole thing was like people like
Where
when
is
chicks,
Connecticut when
they're
I need
so
backup?
I know, no, and especially Toronto, we've heard of these women here, and they're like so much attitude, like a man can't even look at them without getting like the cut eye, the this, the that. And because I'm not like that, and one big reason is I don't always assume like if a man says hi to me or calls out to me that he wants me. There could be so many other reasons someone stepping me like, oh, you look like someone I know, or yeah, is your brother so and so, or like, you know what I mean? So I don't
Mm.
always jump to that conclusion that, oh, a man's trying to step to me or talk to me.
I'm always surprised when a
You
man steps to me.
you what?
I'm always surprised.
You're always surprised. Why?
Always surprised. I'm
How
like,
and why?
oh. let,
Like he's not ready. He
let,
doesn't know who
no,
he's
no, no,
stepping
no, not even because
What?
okay, first of all, people have this presumption about me based off of social media
Uh-huh.
that for some reason, first of all, everybody swears that like I'm beat for blood every day. If y'all understood, I look like a 14-year-old 90% of the time. I don't wear makeup unless it's a special occasion or a photo shoot. I hate getting my hair done. Like I literally am in glasses and a ponytail 90% of the time. So if a dude steps to me and I look like that, I'm like, "Are you okay? Do you need directions?
I like
No,
that. See?
you didn't want to know where Eden Center was? Oh, you wanted my phone number. Oh, you thought I was cute. Are you sure?"
You're silly.
Like I'm so serious. And the funny thing is, like, I'll speak to anybody. Like if you step to me, and it's funny because dudes are always like, "You're friendlier than I expected you to be," and I'm like, "Really?" And they're like,
Mm.
"Yeah." They're like, I literally had to mentally prepare myself, and I came over, and I was sure you're gonna shut me down. I'm like, first of all, I'm not gonna lose anything from having a conversation with you. If you're not disrespectful, then I'll speak with you. And if I'm not interested, I'm not gonna be disrespectful about the fact that I'm not interested. I will thank you for your interest because I appreciate the courage that it takes to step to a woman because we're vicious and we're mean and we're
Mhm.
cold hearted. And sometimes we put on for our friends and
Whoa.
it's unfair. No, no, no. I've seen chicks,
The cold hearted.
listen, I've seen chicks
Mhm.
like violate. Like I've seen chicks go off on a dude and I'm like, really did it really require all of that, sis? All of that.
Mm.
Necessary today, right now. Oh, your homegirls are here. Okay, I understand now. You childish.
Mm.
But I understand what it takes because rejection is not easy. It doesn't matter if you're applying for a job or you're trying to talk to somebody. So if you step to me and you're nice to me, you're respectful to me, I'll speak to you. If I'm not interested, I will politely let you know, thank you very much. I think it's, I'm honored and I'm humbled that, you took the time to come and speak with me and express your interest. Unfortunately, it's just a no for me. Like that's
Mm.
literally my response. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that I have a boyfriend because I don't want you to be like, oh, so you can't have friends, nah, bruh. Because now I have to be mean because now you're disrespectful. Because if I tell you I have a boyfriend and you tell me, oh, so we can't be friends, you didn't step to me to be my friend. First of all, you stepped to me because you're hoping to hit them skins. So let's keep it 100. No, you can't be my friends because now you're plotting and scheming and waiting for my man to drop the ball. No, now I'm gonna have to hurt your feelings. I don't need any more friends.
Oh,
And that's when I stop
okay.
smiling at you.
And have you
Oh,
ever,
I give.
speaking of that, have you
Have I
ever
ever what?
dated someone who turns into a friend rather than someone that you continue dating and turns into a lover or a
No, because
relationship?
I don't date you unless I want to date you. So when I was younger, I dated out of pity. I'll be honest, because I didn't know how to like nicely disengage. I was terrified of hurting people's feelings, so I would stay in situations that I didn't want to be in because I didn't want to be the bad guy. Like I'm a Libra, so we never want to be the bad guy. We always want to be the good guy. Although I'm a savage at this point, so I really don't care if I'm the bad guy. But when I was younger, like I would stay in situations because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. So I was in the situation because I didn't want to be the one. Like I would literally do things to make you break up with me so that you could be the bad guy and I could be the victim. But I knew it was over 6 months ago. I just didn't know how to tell you that it was over. At this point, like I said, I've learned to clearly define the differences between things. So if somebody asks me out, we're going to hang out. You can call it a date if you want to. It's not a date until I consider sleeping with you. And if I just met you, I don't care how attractive you are. Listen, ugly is in a deficit on this planet. There are way too many good-looking people on this planet for you to somehow feel like you got a monopoly on good looks. And that is why I'm always surprised when somebody steps to me because, like I said from Jump Street, my looks are a genetic mistake. I didn't pick my nose. I didn't pick my lips. I didn't pick my eyes. I didn't even pick for my face to look like this. I didn't pick my genetics for my legs to look the way that they look or for my ass to sit as high as it does. I'm just lucky that they do. So if somebody steps to me, I appreciate the fact that you are appreciating how I look because my parents made good decisions about picking mates. But I am not fooled into believing that I must be the baddest bee on the planet or I must be the prettiest chick in the club because you know what? Ugly is in a deficit. I live in a city that is known to have the most beautiful women on the planet. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh well, he ain't never gonna get anybody better than me. I can pick 6 girls better than me when I walk out of my office tonight. And
Well,
I wouldn't have even hit the curb
very true. But
at
there's
all.
something to be said about how you take care of yourself, how you maintain yourself,
I
how you
mean,
present
that's
yourself,
that's that's a
and how
requirement
you
for
and for a
adulting.
big thing. Yeah, and a big thing is who what makes me is the person I am. And I know it sounds so like whatever, but from on the inside and being able to speak with someone and actually leave a good impression, you know what I mean, just from like a 2 minute conversation. And that I
Listen,
think that is what, yeah, I've kind of fooled myself in sometimes, but I think that's what captures men and the men I've been with a little more than
and
the
here's
outside
the
package
thing:
because I'm not, yeah, I'm
you can be beautiful,
mhm,
but like my grandmother used to say, beauty and power fade, but the character of a man is eternal. All y'all chicks and all y'all dudes, like there's this chick that I follow on Instagram called Just So Hilarious, and I love her
mhm,
because she was talking. She did a monologue about how she was out for dinner with some friends, and she looked over and there was a couple at a table, and the dude was sitting there talking about, girl, I'm not like these other dudes. First of all, stop lying. Y'all all play from the same playbook. You like these other dudes. Stop it. Number one, you
mm,
saying I'm not like like if you ever in your life hang out with me and you say to me I'm not like all these other dudes, I stop listening because you lying. You literally set me up for what all these other dudes have already told me. Oh, are you done? Are you finished or are you done? And he was like, yeah, I'm not like all these other dudes, girl. I'm going to change your life. You get this big. I'm going to have you walking, da 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 da. And the chick was like, you so stupid. You so crazy. First of all, you childish young lady. Because he just like all those other dudes. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna blow your back out and not answer the phone when you call him. That's what he was trying to tell you. That's what that was. So yeah, no, I don't pay attention to how good you look. I'll pay attention to how well you're groomed. Because if you don't know who your barber is and you don't know what a pair of fingernail clippers are, I don't want you to touch me because your hygiene standards are questionable. And
exactly.
that's a bare minimum. I don't care what kind of shoes you're wearing. Listen. Half the time I can't tell the difference between a pair of J's and a pair of Adidas. I don't care if they're the Jordan 3s or the 26s or the retros or the foam pauses. I don't care.
You just lost a whole
They're
segment of
shoes.
the population. Like,
Listen,
what?
I don't care. They're shoes. What I care about is, are they clean?
Yep. Hmm.
Because how you take care of yourself is an indication of how you take care of other people in your life. So I'm gonna pay
Listen,
attention to that.
I just think
So
there is something about like attraction and
now, if you
now
can wear a
that
good suit,
no,
though,
I've I've I don't even have a type. Like I've said this, like my girlfriends know. Like if I was to line up all my guys, the guys I've dated in my life, there's nothing between most of them that is similar. Like very different. I'm very open. I've dated guys that like my girls. When I say this, that looks aren't the most important thing to me. They all can agree. They're like, yeah, like we know this is true about you. Now, that's not to say, oh gosh, if any of you guys are listening, but it's they. I found them very. There was always something about them. in their looks as well that I thought was very like either sweet or just like raw. Like just there was just something about them that I always found attractive. And I think you
You
have to
know,
have that on some type of level
gremlins
because
are cute when they're still Furbies until you pour
listen,
water on them.
listen though, because if there's no attraction, like I can't fake it and I can't let you. However, it could be heightened like with the right um attitude and approach and just like the things that your character. Or I've dated, like, let me tell you, I started speaking about this person on a past show recently,
Hmm.
and Mr. Kennedy tried to guess who I was speaking to, but this really gorgeous, gorgeous guy. But after a couple dates, I was done, to the point where this guy was now cursing me out to, I'm not gonna find anybody better than him. Da, 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 and he went in
The
on
lies
me,
you
but
tell.
he was no, I'm telling you, gorgeous, like physically, but he was just a mess. Like
Dumber than a bag of bricks.
he wasn't dumb. He just had this attitude about him, and I think he just had some things that he had to work out before he and I could continue
Mm.
on. And it hurt. It really hurt to have
It
to
hurt
say
who?
me to have to like say goodbye to that before anything could actually happen, because
You
like
still
I
feel some type of way, don't you?
let me tell you, no, no, no. But it was one of these. I told my girl, and I'm not big into cigarettes and smoking, but the way this man smoked the cigarette, I was like, huh, like every puff, I was just like, my eyes, I just was like drawn. But then he started saying
Ew.
dumb stuff. I know, no, no, not like that, silly. He
Girl,
just
he must have been
no. He
fine,
even
cause
spit.
Lord,
Yo, he even
ain't
spit.
no
This
man
man,
ever sucked on a
listen.
cigarette that made me go, let me
No, it wasn't
reconsider.
about sucking out. It's like how we just did it all. And then he spit in front of me one time. He spit, and the way he just spit, like I would have kissed him right after. It wasn't even, a big turn off. No, I'm telling you, this is how attractive this man was. But I just know it couldn't work. This man had some issues. He was not balanced. He was not balanced.
Oh
I checked in years late, like, well, not really. Anyway, I won't even.
my God. You ran into each other a few years later. You
Yeah,
discovered, no, he's
and
still
I
a
thought
lunatic.
I was hoping did something change, but then my life had changed. But I'm saying the point of saying that was the looks. I mean, the face, the body. Like he was good, um, but it wasn't enough. So yeah, looks aren't
Oh Lord.
everything, right?
Here's
So
my
we know
thing.
this. We know
Here's
this.
my thing. There's she's having a flashback and hot flashes, y'all. Cake Bay. We just want to let you know. Don't worry about him. He was crazy. His mouth tasted
He's
like
long.
cigarette butts.
No,
She ain't
no,
worried about him, so you don't
not
need
at
to worry
all.
about him, Cake Bay. She'll be there, hurricane or not, this December. You good. Anyway, as I was saying.
You're so
So,
wrong. Gosh.
but so right because you didn't dispute it. Moving
No, we're
on.
just moving on. Exactly. There we
Moving
go.
on.
Mhm,
Moving on. So yeah,
mhm,
here's my thing. So like I was saying, I really don't care what your kicks are. Like there's some women who are obsessed with
mm,
the material aspects of what a
mm,
man possesses. And I'm more concerned with whether or not you're capable of getting those things, meaning do you have the wherewithal and the ambition to put yourself in a position to own those things and be financially solvent? That will impress me far more than what you actually own, because you could wake up bankrupt tomorrow. And the question that I'm going to ask is, if I decide to commit to a relationship with you where you're courting me because you're trying to qualify me as a wife and I'm trying to qualify you as a husband, if we lost everything, and I hustle to get what I need to get. Can I trust you to hustle to get what you need to get? That's what I pay attention to. So when I said I don't care if it's a pair of J's or if it's a pair or if it's a pair, like if it's a pair of Reeboks, I'm going no, because I love Reeboks. That's my favorite sneaker brand. Has always been my favorite sneaker brand. But if it's a pair of J's, I really
mm.
don't care. I really don't know. I really don't stay on top of it. I don't listen to listen. They all look the same, just different colors. So if anybody's listening and they feel some type of way because I said it and I stand by it and I'm gonna say it until they bury me. Stay mad. Are you big mad or you little mad? Which one is it?
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
Um, but yeah, so I pay attention to grooming. I am naturally attracted to taller men.
mm.
It's just a preference. I've dated shorter men. I've literally dated dudes who could be part of Middle Earth. So, Bilbo Baggins, you come at me correctly and you get my mental, holler. But if you come at me and you're dumber than a bag of bricks, Like we're having a conversation and I'm literally sitting there starting to develop a migraine trying to comprehend the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Mm. Yeah.
We're not going on any dates. Like we're not, that's not happening. Like I met somebody this past week
Mm.
driving a very nice car, hopped out of the car, made a point of letting me know that he was wearing the latest J's.
Mm.
Okay, sir.
You lose points for
Um,
that. Gosh.
the average, I'd say 80% of women would find him attractive or, easy to look at.
Mm.
We had a text message conversation.
So you took the number, you
Um,
gave the number. How did that work? Could you skip in the
no,
details
I
for
gave
me?
him, no, 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 I gave him my
Okay.
number.
Okay.
I gave him my number.
Which I don't do
Um,
either. Uh-huh.
I
I
gave him
take
my number,
numbers.
but I was like, it's fine. I gave him my number because I was on a way to a meeting, so he caught me literally like between
Mm.
offices.
Okay,
Gave him
gotcha.
my number.
Mhm.
He sent me a text message, and I just wanted to take a red pen to it, but I was like, you know what? It's cool. And then he called me, and I literally sat there for 15 minutes while he rambled on. And I think the point of that 15-minute ramble, no disrespect to him, was that he communicates better in person, which is true for a lot of people, and he doesn't want drama in his life. I don't understand why this disclaimer was coming in on the first conversation we've ever had. But at the end of the conversation, I told him that he seemed like a very sweet gentleman. I hope he finds what he's looking for, but if he calls me again, his number is going to go straight to voicemail because I'm about to block him.
Ooh.
And he was like,
Yeah.
well, why? Like, if he's like, well, if you think I'm sweet, why can't we be friends? And I was like, because you're going to end up having the same conversation with me that I've had with my other exes and I've had with friends of mine, which is, I feel like your intelligence is going to be an issue. You're going to think that I'm too dumb for you. I don't think that you're too dumb for me. I think that you have ineffective communication skills. And for me, communication is a non negotiable. I don't care if you're my friend, my homeboy, my employer, or my man. If you do not communicate well, we are going to have a problem because I communicate clearly and concisely. You never have to wonder what's going on with me. If I need an Egyptologist and a translator for this relationship to work in any capacity, platonic or intimate, we're not going to work because your inability to communicate is going to trigger one of my worst personality traits, which is a lack of patience. And my lack of patience turns me into a venomous lawyer. And then I'm going to make it a point to denigrate your intelligence whether or not you have it. And now I've disrespected your manhood, I've made you uncomfortable, and I'm not sorry because you can't communicate. So don't make me the bad guy. Let's just not do this.
Mm.
And that's where it ended. And he was like, you know what? I appreciate the fact that you kept it real and you didn't drag it on. I was like, listen, we can be cool. If you see me in the streets and you say hi, I'm going to say hi to you. But we're not going to kick it because I'm thinking short term and long term. Short term, you're going to get on my nerves. Long term, I can't have my kids sound like you. So, bruh. And I'm at an age
Okay.
where I don't date for fun. Like, I'm not doing this just for
Oh
the
my
sake of
God.
wasting time.
Okay.
I'm not a food vulture. I
You
think
touched on
capped
two things.
on
Exactly.
what
This one
I don't
right
I don't I
here.
don't go out for free meals. Like I can
Exactly.
cook. My sister's a chef. My mother cooks like a cordon bleu chef. Like I can like no man of mine has ever been hungry. So I don't need you to take me out for me to eat. And if you take me out for me to eat, I'm more than happy to go Dutch wherever you take me, boo. So I don't need you for free meals. So I just listen. You could be balling out. You could be wearing, listen. I can't
But
do
this is
it.
okay. So, and is there something wrong with, I mean, the idea of dating
What?
just, okay, there are two things that you touched on. First,
Dating is
yeah,
not a recreational sport for me.
we'll get into that. Okay. That's my question. Could you just do it for fun? Like, is it okay
Then
just to
kick it and
date?
go Dutch.
No, we don't, doesn't matter who pays the bills,
Yes, it
please.
matters. Oh, yes,
No.
it
If
matters.
someone is comfortable with
Listen, if
paying the
you're
bill, let
not
them pay
dating,
the
if
bill,
I'm a
whether it's the
dude,
woman or the man.
if I'm a dude, we're going to talk about you because you said you don't pay bills
Mhm.
when you go on dates. If I'm dating you and I'm a dude, and I'm going to speak on behalf of dudes because once again, a kinetic has been kidnapped by the Witness Protection
You
Program.
cannot speak on
If
behalf of
I
every no.
listen, fellas, the link is on the website. Feel free to join the
Yes,
conversation. Text
please.
us, tweet us, Instagram us. Go on Cake with Care C,
On
just the letter
YouTube.
C, on Instagram, and go ahead and comment under the Instagram about tonight. And If you agree, just say yes. If you don't agree, say, nah, she crazy. But I don't know any grown man who works hard for his money, whether he's doing it on the block slinging crack or he's in a corporate office with a boss that he hates, who feels comfortable knowing that he is going out with a woman who is allowing him to spend the money that he earned and is wasting his time. So if you are going to go and you're just kicking it with homeboy, you know that you're never going to give him the time of day. He's never going to hit it. He's never going to tap that. He's not your type. He doesn't make your toes curl. He doesn't listen. He doesn't do it for you. You don't daydream about him. You don't tell your girls about him. He's cool. He's a homie. Then keep it 100. If he asks you out and he says, yo, Care, honestly, I was thinking about going catching that new Kevin Hart movie when it comes out this weekend. You want to go? Be like, sure. And when you get to the movie theater, buy your own ticket. Do you know what that indicates? I don't want you to feel like you have a reason to come back at me and feel like you invested anything other than your time with me. Because when a man invests his money in you, there are expectations set. You don't need to meet those expectations, but it is disrespectful not to be transparent. And I will say this to everybody. Please stop wasting people's time. The exact same thing that we just said about dudes. If you meet a chick and you feeling her and all you want to do is tap that because you got a wife at home, you got a girl at home, or you're not trying to wife her because she's not really your type, but you think she's cute and she's good for the night. Keep it 100 and tell her that's what it is because we don't want our time wasted. And fellas, we understand you don't want your time wasted either. Time is non-refundable. I'm only going to be 32 on the 11th of October until midnight tonight. I can never be 32 on the 11th of October again. You play with my time, we have a problem. You play with my money, I can make more money.
Mm.
So don't waste his time and don't waste his money. So dating is not a recreational sport. If you've kicked it with somebody and you realize, yeah, that's a no. We're not going to do this. And you're cool with them, then tell them, you cool as heck. But you know what? You cool. You cool peoples. We all understand what that means. That, ladies, you've talked to a dude, he's hit it, he blew your back out, he made you want to change your last name, and then you're like, so where are we? And then he hits you with the joke, girl, on Earth. That should have been your first indication that he ain't trying to wife you. And then you were like, no, but how do you feel about me? You cool peoples. Once again, he ain't trying to wife you. He hitting it. So now you have a choice. Either you can be like, oh, okay, so we're not in a relationship, or you can be like, all right, cool. I don't have any obligation to you. You don't have any obligation to me. He gonna feel some type of way when you meet somebody else because men are territorial and possessive. That's the fact of the matter. But with that being said, nobody's confused about what it is. So if you get asked out on a date, ladies, and the man says, I'd love to take you out on a date, and you know that you are messing with his homeboy behind his back, or you got a dude that you've known since high school that you still kicking it with, and he does everything that you want him to do, but you're just waiting for him to become an adult because he hasn't mastered that part of his life, don't waste a grown man's time. Because his money is attached to his time. He knows what it took to make that money. And if you're playing with his time and his money, and he finds out you're playing with his time and his money, and you'll waste my time, 2016, like Kier said, especially if you live in Toronto, this city's very small. People talk. We all know about you, girl. All of us. And dude's a savage. So all that stuff you told him when you were feeling vulnerable and you're like, oh, this is my homeboy and I friend zoned him so I can be, everybody knows. That's why we're all looking at you differently at the barbecue these days. Oh, Lord, I just realized I'm on the show by myself because apparently my co-host has disappeared. So with that being said, you can always go to www.vexradio.com where we play the dopest music 24/7. And Cake with Care C is on every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. However, if you just caught us on the tail end because we started at 9 and you're wondering how you can catch up with the rest of the show, you can always go online to vexradio.com and search Cake with Care C, and you can see all past podcasts, because this is a podcast. It's simply live to air tonight. All past podcasts. This is show number 26. And you can hear every single show that we have had since the show started. So with that being said, here that there is a link for you to join the conversation because apparently I was spinning the reel too much. So she decided to abandon me and leave me out here in the cold all by myself. So if you'd like to join the conversation, you can do so as long as you have Google Hangouts, which you can download on. Okay, sorry, I'm laughing out because somebody just messaged me and said that I was mean for saying that my kids can't sound like you. I just feel like I should tell the truth. Um, what was I gonna say? So if you would like to join the conversation, you can download Google Hangouts, and I will tell you where to find the link. Give me just a moment here. I'm trying to figure out what happened to my co-hosts. Um, yeah, you can join the conversation shortly. I will send you the link, or I'll tell you how to get on just now, so that you can join the conversation and do more than just listen in. I know that y'all are commenting on the YouTube, and I would love to actually have a conversation with y'all. I promise to play nice with the other kids on the playground, um, and be. Oh, hi, Kinetic.
Hey.
So, I guess I was going in on women not wasting dudes' time when it comes to dating, and Karen decided to hang up on me.
Okay.
But okay, so folks, for those of y'all who are listening in or who have been listening in all night and who are just joining us, um, I Kinetic 100 on Instagram just joined us, and he is the male voice of reason on a show with two women. And Kinetic, I did my best. I did my best to represent the fellas because I didn't want the conversation to be one sided.
No,
Um,
you're hilarious. I was listening to the show, man, and I was dying. Oh my god, no,
so you're a guy,
perfect,
and
perfect point.
and like I just want to make sure that like I was fairly representing the fellas because I'm not a dude, but I try to play devil's advocate, and I was just talking about having time wasted because Care had asked, is there such a thing as just going out on a date for the sake of going
On
out,
the date, yeah,
and
yeah.
my whole takeaway was if you're going to do that, be transparent and go Dutch because you're not going out on this date with the intention of building anything with this person. So why are you having them invest in something that's going nowhere? And
No,
that's
well,
my
you know what?
takeaway.
I heard that part, and I kind of agree with Karen. Like whoever's comfortable paying is comfortable paying. Like, that's the
Ooh,
one
you
part.
cutting
I get
out.
what you're saying. But it's like who cares? Like what? If you're going out and you're going out for fun, as long as you were clear and saying, "Look, we ain't gonna be together. We ain't gonna ever be together. We're not gonna hit. Nothing's gonna happen. We're just going out to go out." And whoever wants to pay, pay. Who cares?
But I just feel like that's just setting like false expectations. Like my whole thing is, ooh, sorry, I just cut out. My whole thing is this, and that's why I said,